Today, I'm about to embark on a journey that every YouTuber has gone through. A journey so dangerous and terrifying, it may cause death. I am, of course, talking about reading YouTube comments. I know, very scary, terrifying, isn't it? I will be reading 3 comments from my YouTube videos, comments that I deem worthy of my attention. Now, you may be asking, Paulo, you're a small YouTuber. You have like 165,000 billion small number subscribers. How could you possibly get comments? I don't know, people just comment. Alright, let's go. Except multiplayer games are actual games, whereas single player games are trying to be movies nowadays. Single player games being movies is something I've heard multiple times and I don't entirely get it. The advantage games have over movies is how games can get away with being extremely time consuming as long as it's a good game. This is why many found The Last of Us TV show a bit underwhelming because you can't possibly translate hours and hours of random game character interactions into a TV show.
Teamwork.
There are tons of single player games that have moments where you are walking or driving somewhere and that one character starts talking to the protagonist. Whether it's talking about the past or their surroundings, it's a way for not only the protagonist to connect with that one character, but for the player to do so too. Movies can absolutely do this as well, but it could never get to the scale of video games. But none of what I said is an excuse for the lack of gameplay. My biggest gripe with games like The Last of Us is just how shallow the gameplay is. It's not terrible, please don't kill me, okay? Calm down. But the quality of the gameplay isn't on the same level as the story. Single player games that I consider to be good suffer from this. Red Dead Redemption 2's story is so well done. The characters, the little side missions, and random encounters, everything is entertaining until you get to the gameplay. It is this outdated cover shooter that is just not on the same level as the game's story. It's weird how we consider multiplayer games to be actual games when multiplayer games are the hub of so many meaningless cosmetic items. I acknowledge the fact that developers that make single player games are beginning to feel like movie directors that do no wrong, but to say that multiplayer games are actual games when most of the time it's just full of trend chasing is just weird. This guy, bro, this guy is an actual menace. This innocent bystander said, Spider-Man Miles Morales is a masterpiece, by the way. Okay, bro. Alright, this guy replies, no it's not, bro, he's kinda right. The enemies are so spongy, one shot kills 2 enemies while he's saying it. I actually had a lot of fun with Far Cry 6, but I realized that, yo, that's a bad word, hold on, family friendly in this channel. On the game is a YouTube tradition, so knock yourself out. This is interesting. Is a game bad because one YouTube video says so, or because you decide that for yourself? I don't disagree with the fact that a gamer can enjoy a game that a majority of the community dislikes. People find satisfaction in playing games in different ways. But what I disagree with is the end of the comment. Now, I'm assuming he means that because the rest of YouTube doesn't like this game, I don't like it. Now, this is far from the truth. I may be a YouTuber, but at the end of the day, I just like playing games. There were parts of Far Cry 6 where I was enjoying myself, but it wasn't from anything intended by the developers. And when I realized that artificial fun I was making for myself was slowly being sucked out of the game, I decided to drop it. But just because I didn't like the game doesn't mean you can't. The good thing about games like Far Cry 6 is that at least it's a playable game that many would consider average. Look at the new Saints Row game. This game is terrible. It's this nonsensical, below average open world that unfortunately led to the shutdown of Volition Games. Ooh, this comment. this comment. I love this comment. I really love this comment. Although I haven't played this game yet, it's getting an average of 7 or 8 out of 10 from critics. I checked on Wikipedia. Usually playing a game through twice is a necessity to give it a proper rating/review. Saying you got bored halfway through isn't a valid excuse. Now this comment, ooh, when I saw this comment for the first time, I was furious. Look, game critics can be right and can be wrong, but they are not relevant to what I had to say about Far Cry 6. To me, a game critic is just a gamer that gets paid to review games. Their word is as valuable as anyone else's. But the status of a game critic is what sets them apart, which is why so many people watch them in hopes of validating their feelings about a game they like or dislike. But what turned my anger into sudden confusion was when he said that playing a game twice is a necessity to give it a proper rating/review. I don't disagree with the fact that your perspectives on certain aspects of a game could change in a second playthrough, but your overall opinion on a game should already be properly formed by the end of the game. Do you seriously need to play every single game twice to properly make a review or rating on it? I'm not sure if you're on the side of game critics, but I don't even think these guys do second playthroughs for their reviews. I loved Far Cry 6, but to each their own. 5 remains my favorite. Are these still YouTube comments, bro?
Thank you for support.